Questions. Mr. Chairman, thank you for bringing that information to this formal hearing and to those members of the press that probably need to hear that. A question for any of the witnesses. Given that there is a waiver, have any ships, foreign ships, utilized the waiver to deliver goods from an American port to Puerto Rico?
I will attempt to answer that. Maybe there are some others that would like to add on. So both Mr. Roberts and Tote, our companies operate 2 of the 3 terminals in the port of San Juan that would be contacted in order to unload vessels that would be under the waiver that was issued. We have not received a call requesting the need to unload the ships. Mr. Roberts could certainly answer on behalf.
Same for Crowley. We've not received a call to have a foreign ship unloaded at our terminal. And I would just add a couple of other points. If there was a foreign vessel bringing cargo from the U.S. mainland to Puerto Rico, they would likely, or they may call it at the international terminal there. And I'm told that the congestion on that terminal is very similar to what we have in our terminal, at our terminals. So again, if the foreign ship brought the U.S. Relief cargo to Puerto Rico, it would sit there on the dock, the same as all the other cargo.
At the moment, you're unaware of any ship.
No, and I did also check this morning the port. I don't think it's the Marine Exchange, but the port traffic, marine traffic, indicated no change in foreign vessels.
Has there been any requirement for shipments from a U.S. port to Puerto Rico that has not been met by any of the Jones Act carriers? I guess the only other one is Trailer Bridge.
Right. Not to our knowledge.
Not to our knowledge, no, sir.
Okay. You've received no information, no request from FEMA, from Homeland Security, from the military to move equipment, goods to Puerto Rico from an American port that has not been met?
That's correct.
May I also add, sir, that our industry is a small industry, and you hear rumors often that are out there specific to the waiver and the interest of foreign carriers to provide services. We heard that there were a few carriers out there testing the market to see if there was freight available or interest to move their freight to the island, and no response to that in terms of a positive response by shippers to move their freight. But an interesting data point to note is that the transit times that were quoted by at least one carrier in the marketplace was to get freight from Jacksonville to San Juan, Puerto Rico on a foreign ship would take somewhere between 15 and 20 days.
And what is your transit time?
2.5 days.
2.5 days versus 15 to 20 days.
Yes.
Crowley, similar?
Transit time right now is around 5 to 6 days.
5 to 6 days. And you're using barges
Correct.
presently?
We're using ro-ro barges.
Okay. The shipbuilding industry in the United States, the domestic shipbuilding industry, is it dependent upon the Jones Act?
In my opinion, having been associated with it for almost 30 years, absolutely.
Is the U.S. national security dependent upon the Jones Act and the American Merchant Marine?
Categorically, yes. The entire structure has actually evolved since the 90s when you enacted the MSP program. The reliance of the military certainly on the commercial sea lift industry has grown exponentially to the point where the Navy or we can't pursue our international objectives without the assistance of and reliance on the U.S. maritime industry. From that follows the shipbuilding industry, the ability to build, repair, and modernize the ships that the Navy is running day in and day out, as well as the commercial industry.
So the Jones Act is critical to the domestic shipbuilding and ship repair industry. You indicated a number, I think it was 400,000?
Yes, sir.
Men, women that are in the domestic shipbuilding and repair industry. Is that correct?
The figure, that's the entire, if you take sort of the direct employment and all of the supplier industry that feeds into the industry, it's roughly 400,000 people. That's correct. And that's a MARAD number, not an industry number.
My time has expired. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.
Thanks, Mr.